Imagine waking up at 3:00 a.m. with a calf muscle that feels like it's being twisted into a literal pretzel by a pair of industrial pliers. You're thrashing, you're grabbing for the nightstand, and you're wondering why your body is betraying you in the middle of the night. Most people reach for a glass of water or a banana, thinking they're just dehydrated. But what if I told you that in Japan, a country with the highest life expectancy on Earth, thousands of seniors aren't reaching for a snack. Instead, they're reaching for a simple bar of Ivory or Dove soap and sliding it right under their bottom bedsheet. It sounds like total folklore. It sounds like something your eccentric great aunt would tell you right before she tries to sell you a healing crystal. But here's the kicker. The soap under the sheets trick is one of the most persistent, polarizing, and surprisingly effective biohacks used by the elderly across the globe, especially in Japan's longevity-obsessed culture. I've spent the last 15 years as a geriatric health consultant, working directly with patients who have tried every pharmaceutical muscle relaxant under the sun, only to find relief in a $5 pack of bar soap. I've seen the skepticism melt away when a 70-year-old marathon runner finally gets their first full night of sleep in a decade because of a weird habit they picked up in Okinawa. Now, you might be asking yourself, how on earth can a solid block of sodium tallowate stop a physical muscle contraction through a layer of fabric? Is it a placebo effect? Or is there some radical chemistry happening while you sleep? Before we get into the how, we have to look at the what. Most of us have been taught that nocturnal leg cramps, or Charlie horses, are just a natural part of aging. We're told our electrolytes are off or our shoes don't have enough arch support. But that's only half the story. The Japanese approach to health isn't just about treating the symptom. It's about the environment of the body. When I first started investigating this, I thought it was a joke. I really did. But then I started digging into the specific chemical composition of the soaps being used and the literal ions being released into the microclimate of a warm bed. Stick with me for a second, because this gets incredibly weird. If you've ever felt that sudden, sharp zap in your leg that ruins your entire night, you've earned the right to know why this works, and why the medical establishment is finally starting to pay attention to what was once dismissed as an old wives' tale. I know this sounds like something out of a late-night infomercial, but the science actually points toward a very specific ingredient found in certain soaps that might be doing the heavy lifting while you're in REM sleep. If you find this even a little bit intriguing, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, because what we're about to uncover about the scent of relief is going to change the way you look at your bathroom cabinet forever. But here's where the mystery deepens. It's not just any soap. If you grab a random bottle of liquid body wash, it won't do a thing. There is a very specific, volatile organic compound found in traditional bar soaps that interacts with your nervous system in a way that modern medicine is only just beginning to map out. So, what's actually happening under those sheets? Is it magic? Is it a miracle? Or is it just a very expensive piece of bathroom decor? For decades, the medical community laughed this off. They called it pure placebo. Their argument was simple. How could a solid bar of soap, separated from your skin by a layer of cotton, possibly affect a muscle cramp deep inside your leg? But then, a few researchers started looking closer at the chemistry of the scent itself. The leading theory, and the one that's currently blowing the minds of sleep specialists, revolves around a specific volatile organic compound called limonene. Limonene is a natural oil found in the rinds of citrus fruits, and it's a primary fragrance ingredient in classic soaps like Ivory or Irish Spring. It's what gives them that fresh smell. But in the world of biology, limonene isn't just a perfume. It's a potent antispasmodic. Researchers, including Dr. Jim McShane and others cited by the People's Pharmacy, have hypothesized that as your body heat warms up the bed, the soap releases these volatile molecules into the air. These molecules then interact with TRP, transient receptor potential, channels in your skin. Think of these TRP channels like tiny security sensors on your nerve endings. When they detect the presence of limonene, they send a signal to your nervous system to calm down. It's essentially a chemical hush that tells your overactive nerves to stop firing those painful muscle contractions. But here's the secret the Japanese centenarians have known for years. It's not just about the soap, it's about the freshness. I've talked to dozens of seniors who swear that this soap trick suddenly stops working after about 6 to 8 weeks. They think the magic has run out. But the science actually explains this perfectly. When a bar of soap sits in the open air of your bedroom, the outer layer eventually dries out and forms a crust. This crust acts like a physical barrier, trapping the limonene molecules inside. The medicine is still there. It just can't get out. The fix? It's incredibly low-tech. You don't need to buy a new bar. You just take a kitchen grater or a pocket knife and shave off the outer layer to expose the moist, fragrant heart of the soap. Suddenly, the scent of relief is back in the air, and the cramps vanish. Now, you might be thinking, Porter, if this is so effective, why isn't my doctor prescribing ivory soap? The answer is as old as the pharmaceutical industry itself. You can't patent a 4-pack of bar soap. There's no big soap lobby pushing this in medical schools. But for the seniors in Okinawa who are living to 100 with minimal medication, results matter more than peer-reviewed profit margins. However, there is a dark side to this remedy. If you use the wrong kind of soap, you're not just wasting your time. You might actually be making your sleep environment worse. Ready for the final piece of the puzzle? I'm going to show you exactly which brands to look for. The specific triple-point placement technique used in Japanese elder care, and the one mistake that most people make that turns their bed into a slippery mess instead of a sanctuary. Now, if you're ready to try this, don't just toss a random bar of soap at the foot of your bed and hope for the best. There is a method to the madness, and if you get the details wrong, you're just sleeping with a lumpy mattress for no reason. I've analyzed the routines of seniors from Kyoto to Connecticut, and the soap protocol usually comes down to 3 non-negotiable rules. First, let's talk brands. You aren't looking for those fancy, artisanal moisturizing bars filled with heavy creams and exotic oils. Those are great for your skin, but they're terrible for this trick because they don't release those volatile compounds effectively. You want the old school, high-fragrance classics. In the U.S., the gold standard is Ivory or Irish Spring. Why? Because they are packed with that limonene and other essential oils that off-gas easily when warmed by your body heat. In Japan, they often look for soaps with a high concentration of hinoki oil, which has been used for centuries to relax the nervous system. Second, the triple-point placement is the real game changer. Most people make the mistake of putting the soap way down by their toes. But think about where your cramps actually happen. It's usually the calves or the hamstrings. The Japanese technique involves placing the soap directly under the bottom sheet, not under the mattress topper, but right where your legs actually rest. You want it positioned in the strike zone, which is the area between your mid-calf and your lower thigh. By keeping it close to the affected muscles, you're maximizing the concentration of those calming molecules right where the nerves are the most twitchy. And here is the biggest mistake I see, and it's the reason most people give up after 2 nights. They leave the soap in its plastic or paper wrapper. I know, you don't want soap residue on your expensive sheets. I get it. But if that bar is wrapped, those essential molecules are trapped. It's like trying to smell a candle through a lead box. You have to unwrap it. If you're worried about the mess, put the bar inside a thin, breathable cotton sock. It keeps the bed clean but allows this scent of relief to flow freely. But let's be real for a second. This isn't a replacement for medical advice. If you're experiencing chronic, debilitating pain, you need to talk to a professional. However, for the millions of us dealing with those normal, aging pains that keep us tossing and turning, this is a low-cost, zero-risk experiment that has changed lives. The beauty of this smart senior lifestyle isn't about chasing every new pharmaceutical trend. It's about reclaiming the wisdom that worked for our ancestors and looking at it through the lens of modern science. Sometimes, the most high-tech solution in the world is actually sitting in your grocery store's cleaning aisle for 99 cents. So, here's my challenge to you. Try the soap protocol tonight. Unwrap a fresh bar of ivory, shave off a little sliver to wake up the scent, and tuck it into a sock under your sheets. If it works for you like it has for thousands of others, come back to this video and tell me your story in the comments. We're building a library of secrets here, and your experience might be the one thing that helps someone else finally get their first good night's sleep in you.